Big turning point.
Oh yeah, you're a 6-0 game right there, or a 7-6 game, and we're ahead by 1. That makes somebody have to go for 2 later. Just a great job right there. Fun to see a kid practice it over and over again and finally get an opportunity and take advantage and execute the play. Coach, thanks so much for coming by tonight. We appreciate you. I know you got a long drive back to Oneida. We love Faith. We're going to get you back to her right there. Thanks for coming out tonight. Thanks for Fox Toyota for hosting us. Thanks for Jeff Eddick for having the show. Go Mavs.
Hello, welcome back to another edition, another episode, another exciting moment on Graham's Gridiron Guidance. And we have the one and only, Coach Graham. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, my man. And you?
I'm blessed to be here, blessed to sit with you. And it looks like you have us another special guest. You know what you're doing, don't you, Coach?
I tried, man. I was scared to call. You know, I didn't want to interrupt with the other programs,
right?
With Coach Gillum and Anderson County and Coach Ring and David Clary with Oak Ridge, you know. But we serve the whole county, 3 counties. You know?
Absolutely.
And I think when we have teams that's here and they're making it to the championship, we got to make sure our platform is to gain exposure for these little towns.
Absolutely.
Knoxville has it.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're here for. But it's great to have Coach Carr here.
How you doing, Coach?
Good to be here, gentlemen. It's good to be here.
Welcome in.
Rams. Now, I was an Eagle now. I was an Eagle, but my buddy, Spratt.
Yeah.
ZAD at Robertsville, and just watch you guys. My son, my kids played there. All my kids went to school there, so I guess I'm a Ram. I'm a Ram that can fly.
Well, I think I'm one of the few people that's I've been able to coach on both sides. I've coached at Jefferson with Brian Wilson there, and then I've been back here now for, I want to say, almost 10 years. I went to Robertsville. I'm an Oak Ridge grad.
Right.
This is home.
Yeah,
that's the beauty
absolutely.
That's the beauty. We've talked about that several times, how you look at great programs and how those programs keep their guys around. You look at who we talk about, Fulton with Coach Black,
and Marivals.
Daddy Black. Even I call him Daddy.
I just referred to him as Sir. Whenever if he would grace you, you just had to say Sir to him.
Yes, and he that's one. And then Coach Courtney coached under him and played for Coach Black, and then his son played and coached and became the head coach. And you just look at programs like that. Alcoa, Coach Nix has been there. You go on to Merville, you know, Coach Hunt, all those guys have been there. So great programs to get your players to come back. Go off to school, they come back, because that pride is there, and you kind of have an identity to the community.
Well, it's funny because, you know, I've been able to be at Robertsville, and I've been asked before, why Robertsville?
Right.
And I just throw out the number 624 because that was my address.
Right.
I lived on Robertsville Road growing up, so I mean that was my address. That was all I ever knew.
Right.
And so it's great to be here. The school system is tremendous. It's remarkable.
Right.
I mean, you look at the things that we're doing in classrooms, that we're doing in extracurriculars. This is a place that my girls are going to be going to school here.
Right.
And that's what I look forward to. My wife's a graduate of Oak Ridge High School. I mean, there's just all this stuff that it makes up who I am, and that's what I love about it. And being a Robertsville kid, that means something to me, and that means something from that end of town. Right. No disrespect to the Eagles in the house, but I've got a lot of respect. Coach Ellison and I talk on a weekly basis.
Yes, another good man.
Another good man and another good program, and I think that's you said it best. We're here to put these kids in these schools on these platforms, and this is an opportunity for us to do that.
That's great. That's great. One reason why is because you're in the championship.
That's right.
That's got a lot more to do with the 4 kids over there, and then the 60 more that are not here with us tonight.
That's right.
I mean, they're the ones that, I guess you could say, I get I game plan and things like that, but you and I both know it's been a long time since I took my last snap, just like you. I can just go out there and try to pass along what we've been taught through this game.
That's right.
And it's not just X's and O's. There's a lot more to it that they don't realize.
Right.
And they probably won't realize until they're looking back going, man, if I could go and put those pads on one more time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the things that it's taught me in life, that's ultimately what we want to do.
When I tell you, the older you get, you have balls. I used to could catch them. I could throw them a little bit, but when arthritis set in, you quit doing that stuff. I can't run, jump, or catch. So someone asked my son, he said, who's faster, you or your dad? The dad. And I interrupted. I said he was faster then, and he's way faster now. So, but Coach, I had a couple of questions actually now that we're here, and once again, Robertsville Rams will play at Anderson County High School tomorrow. What time that game?
We're gonna kick off at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Now that I know Anderson County has a great program. Talking about their high school on down, and there's a reason Norris is in that championship game, and there's a reason Robertsville's in that championship game. Oak Ridge is really building a great program at the high school. So please, any Oak Ridge fans and Norris fans, show up to that game and give those kids an atmosphere to where they can appreciate it. Now, there are different divisions in high school, so that means they hopefully can get used to playing in that big championship game, last game of the year.
Absolutely.
Coach, first question I have is kind of talk about this season and getting to this point.
And this is the same as it is for any football season, and I've been telling these kids, and they're probably tired of hearing me saying it, this is a journey. And our journey has not stopped yet, and our journey is not going to conclude till tomorrow night.
Yes.
And there's been some rough patches along the way, but that's part of it. Like you look at a team, and by the time you get to where we're at and playing for our ultimate goal of playing for that TVAC championship, man, there's been ups, there's been downs, and they've learned to persevere through it all.
Right.
And they've learned that sometimes mental toughness is the greatest toughness of them all. And one of the things that I was asked about when I interviewed for this job was X's and O's, okay, set that aside. What's one of the things you want to work most on?
Oh, yes.
Is that mental toughness.
Yes.
Because this game's not always easy.
Right.
And you're going to come up across, no matter who you are, you're going to come up across someone that's faster, someone that's bigger, someone that hits harder, someone that just does things physically that you can't do. And are you willing to go and find that place in your heart and your soul to come and overcome it?
That's right.
And, you look at Norris, they've got a tremendous team. We've got to see them, in the flesh once before. Mr. Gillum's son, outstanding athlete, can do some special things with football. If you don't believe me, just look at his Instagram. Because they know about it. Those kids sitting over there, they know about it. They showed it to me. When you've got a kid that's getting, tweeted by Jason Brown from Last Chance U, and his videos getting displayed, man, it's crazy.
Oh, Jason, I know Jason personally. I know. As a matter of fact, I've known Jason for a while. Since Darrell ended up going to I knew Jason. That's how Darrell got there. And Jason just researched his life. He's lived a life. But go ahead, Coach.
But when you get that kind of exposure for a young man that's in the 7th grade, I believe,
He's a household name.
That's a big time thing. And I think that our kids are going to go out there and they're going to give everything they got.
Hey, I watched that last game. You guys were there.
We're there, and we had a couple of moments where we had some mistakes, but we're going to overcome those. That's what we have to do, and that's part of that process. And I think back to the kids didn't like hearing it, and they don't want to hear it. I think back to the Dark Knight trilogy with Christian Bale, man. And at one point, he's asked, "Why do we fall?" So we can learn to get back up.
That's right.
And if we didn't have some of those learning moments, are we here tonight? That may or may not be true, but our journey is going to go through tomorrow night. And I told the kids at practice today, win, lose, or draw, at the end of the night, I'm proud of you and I'm proud of what you've put together. And your book of work, it's good.
Absolutely.
And then hopefully, I think we had 27 8th graders this year. I'm going to, I told them, I said, Coach Rang and I, at the end of his season, we're probably going to sit down, we're going to talk. I've got things I'm going to pass along. Your journey is not over yet for these young men, and that's something that they need to know is that this is just the start of a lot of them.
Right. That's a perfect segue to my next question. You can attribute a lot of success at high schools with the success of the middle and feeder programs. Tell me about how you try to build that connection from the middle school to the high school. Now I know it's been a lot of transition at Oak Ridge lately, but still.
And it's been building relationships with a lot of the guys, because there's some guys on that staff, and there's been some guys on that staff that I've either worked with, I've worked for, went to school with, and you think about guys like Jeff Miner was one that whenever I picked up the phone, Coach Miner would answer, hey, why don't you come up here, we'll put some stuff on the board.
Right.
And there's always been guys there that have done that. Ron Gray's been a big mentor to me as well. We've never worked together. He coached me in high school. We coached against each other when I was at Union County coaching high school ball. And except for 1 week a year, we'll draw it up on the board. We'll talk through things, you know. And then this year, Coach Rain, Coach Hawkins, they reached out to both staffs.
Right.
And this was before dead period, I believe. And he goes, "Why don't y'all come up here, eat lunch with us? Let's sit down and let me put you through my program and what we're trying to instill."
Right.
And we sat in the war room in there for about 3 hours.
Nice.
And I mean, he had a presentation. He goes, "This presentation is going to be sent to you at the end of this meeting."
Nice.
So like, I've got the presentation where he's like, "This is how I call things. This is how I name things." The progression on, you know, it felt like a master's level course because we were going a mile a minute right that second because we had a limited time.
Right.
But I felt like I was those kids sitting in that room, and he's going through and explaining things to me and telling me what his expectations are and why he does some of the things he does.
Right.
And then after that hour and a half, Coach Hawkins stood up. And he put in a different presentation, and he went through, "This is my alignment, this is how we teach it, this is how we call it." And those are things that, you know, I left that meeting going, okay, we have some things that align already.
Right.
Different verbiage.
Right.
That's fine.
Right.
I can change that at some point.
Right.
I wasn't ready to change it at that time because I'm like, man, for some of these kids, we've been going multiple years already in this same stuff that I'm not ready to change it yet. But now looking at it, that's now the next step. And that's what you alluded to earlier. The programs that are successful, they do that. They're not running everything at a complex level at Boys Club,
Right.
but they're getting used to hearing some of that terminology. And that's some of the things that we try to incorporate into it on a daily basis, whether it's just because football's relatively simple if you think about it. Blocking, tackling, scoring. Those are the three things you got to do on a Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday.
Right.
You know, they're going to be looking on those three things.
Right.
But what do you say to your kids so that when my kids get there, whether it be in the summer this year, whether it be 2 or 3 years now for some of my younger kids, on what are the things that they're going to hear to where they are ready to go to take it, know what you're saying, being able to incorporate it in their game.
Great,
Nice,
Coach.
nice.
That was perfect.
Nice.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank
Tell
you.
you what, Coach, I know we got some good middle school kids here that we want to introduce, but also got to pay some bills. You give me one moment, we'll be back with some Robertsville Rams. See you in a minute.
Commercial Metals Company is still a locally operated company that's serving the people of East Tennessee with convenient hours of operation. Commercial Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing is too big or too small. Still have that old clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Commercial Metals are specialists in commercial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Commercial Metals encourages you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. Member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Commercial Metals Company. Turn that scrap into cash.
Daniel Forrester has been trusted by Anderson County families for nearly 2 decades. Daniel has appeared in Anderson County Chancery, Circuit, Sessions, and Juvenile Court thousands of times over the past decade. A Rule 31 mediator, Daniel has been trusted to mediate hundreds of cases across Anderson County. A community leader, Daniel has worked closely with local officials to make Anderson County a better place. A conservative and dedicated husband and father, Daniel's faith has shaped his character and integrity. On March 5th, vote Daniel Forrester for Anderson County Chancellor.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
Earl Duff Pre-Owned Center in Harriman is your one-stop shop for vehicle sales and service. The Duff family is open for business for everything automotive. We offer fully inspected, dependable pre-owned vehicles, and most come with a powertrain warranty at no extra cost. We also have a complete service department equipped for maintenance and repairs on all makes and models.
Don't settle for less with your next pre-owned vehicle purchase. Come to Earl Duff Pre-Owned Center in Harriman or online at duffpreowned.com.
Our story starts with a promise made to the communities of East Tennessee. A promise to always look forward, to the horizon, and past it. A promise to help you live well. At Covenant Health, whenever you enter one of our hospitals, visit any of our physicians, or talk to us on the phone, we will welcome you and your family as one of our own. Because it's about you, and it's about time. Covenant Health. For every moment.
Dad always worked hard, and even though he could never tell me exactly what he did at the lab, I knew he was doing it for us. He was always there for me, for all of us. But now it's my turn to keep him safe. It's good to know there's help.
To find out how to get all the benefits you or your loved one has earned with their medical benefits card, call the home option and see how we can help.
Welcome back to GQ, Graham's Gridiron Guidance. I got you, Coach.
GQ.
I got you.
Yeah, my mathematics guy.
I got you.
Right.
The Q, 3, and GQ. And not GQ, G cubed. Not GQ.
Yeah. To the third.
But we do have Coach Tyler Carr here. Coach Tyler Carr, who do you have with you today?
I've got a couple of young men with me tonight. On the far right is going to be Trace Jackson, plays defensive back and running back for us. And the next gentleman to the left in the Oak Ridge sweatshirt, that's Liam Gerber. He is a tight end and linebacker.
Yeah.
Next to him in the gray shirt is going to be Whit Reniger. He plays wide receiver, defensive back. And then on the left-hand side over there in the peach-colored shirt is Caden Chipman, offensive lineman for us. You know me, from the day I started playing this game, they put one of them X's on my helmet and told me I had to get in a stance all the time, so I always got to make sure I include one of those guys with me. So this is a collection of 8th graders. They've all been multiple-year players for us. Caden and Whit are 3-year players for us. I think that these 4, when it's all said and done, they've earned their keep, and they deserve the right to represent their community and their school.
Great. I tell you what, you can tell the linemen, they always had those cowboy boots on.
They do.
It's just something about it.
Is it okay for them to put the shades on one time?
If they want the shades.
Put the shades on one time.
They want the shades
we
one time.
One time.
And you got the little fly back.
Yeah.
Right there.
They were jokingly said he needed a haircut, and I said he can't cut his hair till Friday at the least.
That's
there
right.
You go. That's a lineman.
That's right.
And right here, Jackson.
Trace
Jackson. All right. Question for you. Who's your favorite college or football or NFL team?
Baltimore Ravens, probably.
All right. Let's pass it on down. That question for each of you.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, you know Jacksonville Jaguars. My old teammate is the defense coordinator, Mike Caldwell. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, Liam.
Carolina Panthers.
Know a lot about them. I think they're trying to
San
get
Francisco 49ers.
San Francisco, another good team.
All right.
Keep it right there to the line. We'll do the pass back the other way.
Yeah, those are my favorite players right there, Coach.
Now, who's your favorite player?
Favorite player, it's not on the San Francisco 49ers, but it's Reggie White. He doesn't play anymore, but
yes, Reggie White. Man, that's.
I like that.
That was great one there.
Got you one, Coach.
That's got a good one there.
Yeah, you got you one.
Justin Jefferson. That's kid at LSU, right?
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, the wide receiver.
Probably Marshawn Lynch. He's a beast.
I can tell you some Marshawn Lynch stories.
Shady McCoy.
Who said it again?
Shady McCoy.
LaShawn McCoy from the Bills. Nice.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, let's get ready. What is it like playing for Coach?
I mean, it's fun.
Y'all, you realize we don't have no more practices. You can say what you need to.
Say what you gotta
I
say.
can't get you no more.
I mean, it's just been a fun experience playing for Coach Carr.
All right.
What about you, Liam?
It's a lot of running and conditioning. A bunch of people are getting yelled at, but Coach Carr, he's an amazing coach. He makes sure we're doing what we're supposed to do, and he makes sure we're disciplined and relentless.
Thank you, Coach.
He prepares us very well for each week, even if we're not in the mood for it. He still gets us prepared for every single game.
Nice.
All right.
The environment is very challenging but loving. He knows what we can do and he pushes us to do that. But he doesn't expect us to do more than we can do.
I got this is not a question. I tell you what I noticed about Coach Carr. How does he keep his energy up? I mean, it's nonstop. He's here, there. They need water over here. He go get that. Then he call the play. How does he do it?
More than likely, I don't know. He's got something in his head. He just keeps him moving.
He did that when he had the boot on.
He doesn't stop. But
yeah.
It's probably his actual passion for the game. Because you can tell, even though he doesn't play, he still has that passion, and it fires everybody up as well as him.
I see the passion in the game, but I also see the passion with you guys. I've come to games and I've seen you when you won, and I've seen you when you may have lost. And each time he tells you something and tries to encourage you in a positive way, and that means a lot as a player. It just shows how much he cares about you as a player. Last question: what will this win mean for you tomorrow?
I wouldn't say it means the whole entire season, but it kind of means the whole entire season. Because this is the expectation for every single year.
Love it.
And we're gonna put every single bit of effort we have left into this game.
Great response. Great response.
Yeah, I'd say it's really what we've been working for this whole season. No matter how many wins you've had ever since, no matter if you're 6-3, undefeated, it all comes down to this game right here, where we can make or break our season right here.
People doubted us, so I just say that this is just to show them that we are good, and no matter whatever people say, that we can win.
Great. I'm gonna tell you something that you always remember, because you will be future Wildcats. Never beat a team that's inventorying early. All right, Coach. Really appreciate you bringing.
Thank you guys for letting us come out here tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you
so much. And guys, we love that you guys stay tuned in. I do have to take one more break, but we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Commercial Metals Company is still a locally operated company that's serving the people of East Tennessee with convenient hours of operation. Commercial Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing is too big or too small. Still have that old clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Commercial Metals are specialists in commercial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Commercial Metals encourages you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. Member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Commercial Metals Company. Turn that scrap into cash.
Our story starts with a promise made to the communities of East Tennessee. A promise to always look forward, to the horizon, and past it. A promise to help you live well. At Covenant Health, whenever you enter one of our hospitals, visit any of our physicians, or talk to us on the phone, we will welcome you and your family as one of our own. Because it's about you, and it's about time. Covenant Health. For every moment.
Daniel Forrester has been trusted by Anderson County families for nearly 2 decades. Daniel has appeared in Anderson County Chancery, Circuit, Sessions, and Juvenile Court thousands of times over the past decade. A Rule 31 mediator, Daniel has been trusted to mediate hundreds of cases across Anderson County. A community leader, Daniel has worked closely with local officials to make Anderson County a better place. A conservative and dedicated husband and father, Daniel's faith has shaped his character and integrity. On March 5th, vote Daniel Forrester for Anderson County Chancellor.
Earl Duff Pre-Owned Center in Harriman is your one-stop shop for vehicle sales and service. The Duff family is open for business for everything automotive. We offer fully inspected, dependable pre-owned vehicles, and most come with a powertrain warranty at no extra cost. We also have a complete service department equipped for maintenance and repairs on all makes and models.
Don't settle for less with your next pre-owned vehicle purchase. Come to Earl Duff Pre-Owned Center in Harriman or online at duffpreowned.com.
Dad always worked hard, and even though he could never tell me exactly what he did at the lab, I knew he was doing it for us. He was always there for me, for all of us. But now it's my turn to keep him safe. It's good to know there's help.
To find out how to get all the benefits you or your loved one has earned with their medical benefits card, call the home option and see how we can help.
Make this spring all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Welcome back to Graham's Gridiron Guidance. It's me, your host, Coach DJ. How you doing today? I'm glad you're watching today. Thanks for tuning in. Now you're looking at a legend, Coach Kwayu Graham. There he is. There he is. Yeah, what's up, Coach? How you
What's
doing?
Going on?
What's going on?
Blessed. We've got a great interview with Robertsville. Now we got the other team, the home team, the #1 seed, Norris Senators.
Do we have them on the phone?
I think we do.
Well, let's get Coach Richie on the phone.
Coach No, how you doing?
Hey, I feel like I'm in the presence of royalty.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach. Coach Keith not here.
Oh, Lord, I love Coach Keith. That's my dude now.
That's your buddy, boy. That's your buddy. Hey, I told someone, I said, all the teams that Clinton's supposed to be enemies with, Coach Keith, best friends with their royalty. Joe Gaddis and Richie No.
Listen, we were talking last week on Coach Gillum's show. We ordered 5 fedoras to be on the show, and we were going to invite Coach Keith. It just couldn't work out logistically. We love that dude.
He's something, man. I love him too, man. I hope he gets it. They're a talented group. Hope they get it straightened out. I know it means so much to him, and he'll get it fixed. He'll get it fixed. But Coach,
he'll get it fixed. And listen, I don't care what happens in the football world. Joshua Keith is a 9-star dude.
Yes.
He is my guy. I love that young man.
Yes.
They're going to get it right over there. They'll get it.
Yes. You guys got it right at Norris.
Yes.
And you've been, that's one of them programs from NAGAV to Norris that since I've been home, I've been hearing about. And you can tell because it's going right from you all the way up to Anderson County.
Yes.
And I think you know what I think of Coach Gillum. He was a young coach when I coached at Austin East, but that program is one of my favorite programs. It's just the way they do things, and it all starts from the bottom. Yep. And the bottom feeds to the top, and you guys have done a great job of feeding to them. Coach, tell me a little bit, what do you attribute your success with?
Well, I don't know that we have success, but if we have success, it's because we have great parents, we have great young men. Anything I've ever needed, and when I say this, I know you're going to understand because you know Coach Gillum.
Yes.
If I go in there and say I'm not comfortable with how our offensive line's blocking, I'm not comfortable with how our young men are acting in the community, I'm not comfortable with X, Y, and Z. Coach Gillum and his entire staff are at our full disclosure, and we don't come backseat to nobody.
That's right.
And it matters. And that's the same way for Lake City.
Yes.
They are there. They are true servants of our community, and those guys are what makes the clock tick, so to speak. I mean, from Tony Lambert, John Chadwell, St. Clair, Russ Gillum, Gary Terry. I mean, I go on and on. Jonathan Cotton.
Yes.
I've had in-depth conversations with all these guys about what needs to happen and what direction, and they spare not 1 minute of their time to help us.
Right. That's right, Coach. And you all, even at Norris, I went and watched a couple of games. In the last couple of years, I watched you play several times. One time I just went out and watched out in Anderson County, and you guys do a great job coaching the kids. That team is well coached and fundamentally sound. And talk a little bit about your coaches and how much impact they have in that program.
Well, I mean, first off, bringing anybody in that's not a good person. We don't care if you can coach football or not, but we're here to influence our kids and get them going in the right direction. And I know Tyler Carr is the same exact guy.
Yes.
He's not going to have a knucklehead on his staff.
Yes.
With that being said, Chris Moog runs our offense, and he does a fantastic job.
Yes.
He's also Code Blue's 7-on-7 coordinator, and he runs it from, 5th grade all the way up to seniors in high school.
Yes.
And so, he gets us on par there. This year we were lucky enough to have my son Trey come on.
Wow.
And Trey was an offensive lineman, a two-time All-State, and went and played and started at center at Davidson College.
Yes.
So he's waiting on his law school scores to come back.
Wow.
And so in the meantime, he took a job, and he's, just trying to, bide his time until he goes off to law school. And I asked him to come help with our offensive line, and nobody's more excited than Trey. Every day is like he's ready to take our dudes to a fist fight.
Right.
It's so much fun.
That's nice.
I've got David Stooksbury, who's unbelievable, signaling things in.
Yeah.
I got Logan Disney, who's also integral to our every day-to-day operation.
Right. Wow. You know them names you're naming, some of them were kids, and just knowing
Well, you watched them play, Kwayu.
That's
you
right.
watched them all play.
Yeah.
All
That's
the young
right.
dudes except for me and Chris. You
That's
watched
right.
them play.
Well, didn't we play against each other, didn't we?
Yes, sir, we did. I think you played for Mr. Lamuno and what were y'all called, Tams or something?
That one year, you talking about baseball, they were the Knights.
Yeah. I
the
remember
Knights.
that from being a kid because a name like Kwayu stands out.
It was different. Imagine in East Tennessee at school, and you get to the G's, you always I had anxiety because I knew the teacher was going to butcher it.
I guarantee you.
Hey, my feet get to tapping and everything because back then I was kind of shy and quiet. But as soon as if they say GAN or something with a G before GR, I would get very nervous, boy, because I knew it was coming.
I guarantee you.
Next question, Coach. What's the most challenging part of being a coach?
Just your relationships with the kids and their dads, and then you get to watch them go off to high school and have these fantastic careers, and just being able to cheer for them from, and me and Moog, weirdly, me and Moog on Thursday night, he's up top calling plays, and I'm downstairs filtering it in and trying to get everything going right defensively. And then on Friday night, he and I run the Jumbotron. Right. We get to love on them dudes 2 nights a week.
That's right. That's great. That's great. Tell me this, because you've been doing it for a while. What's your most successful moment as a coach?
I don't know. You say successful moment. I'm at the point. I got a lot of gray hair, Kwayu, and I'm starting to get kids whose dads played for me come through.
Yes.
And that's pretty special. I mean, we've got young men who are growing up to be great fathers. We've got young men who are starting to get married. When those guys reach back out to you, or when they stop by my office because they're back in from military service.
Yes.
So that's pretty special.
Yes.
Those are the things that you put a lump in your throat.
Yes. And I've been through it, and it's coming to light for me now.
Absolutely.
And even with my kids that have kids now, I can remember them running around the field at Austin East High School, disturbing practices and everything else. So I definitely, Coach. This is the last question I have for you, because you're becoming like Deion Sanders. Everybody kept taking your time before the big game. You probably had about 5 interviews, and on social media probably about 27 times. So before someone else hits you up, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you this last question. What will winning this championship tomorrow do for your program, and most importantly, the community?
Well, for our community's football bananas.
Yes.
We got to stand up here. Who's got it better?
Yes.
Because our community pours their time, their emotions, their money. Our high school coaching staff pour their time into my kids. Next week, me and my coaching staff are going to go down to NAGAP or Lake City Little League and see if there's anything we can do to help out. We'll love on the kids. If we win, that's great, because beating somebody like Coach Carr is always rewarding because he does such an incredible job. Mm-hmm. But if we lose, there's the only thing that would be lost there is I want my kids to walk into high school thinking nobody can beat them.
Right.
And they can go toe-to-toe with the Greenvilles and the Elizabethans and the Pearl Cones and, the Loudons and all those guys that they played because they stood toe-to-toe with the Robertsville.
Yes.
They stood whether they win or lose, they stood toe-to-toe with a Robertsville or a Spring City or a Jefferson or, all the good things and the good men you guys got down on your end of the county running things. We've got time invested in our kids and we want to love on them because you only get to go through this once, and their high school experience is so short, and it's it's a very special time. But at the end of the day, if we lose, that's all right. As long as they grow up to be good dads and good husbands, man, that's where it's at.
Man, Coach, I really appreciate it.
That's
Thank you so much. You were busy today, and you have a big game tomorrow. Good luck to you guys.
Thanks, Coach.
And I do have one more. Will the fireworks go off tomorrow night?
We're not going to set the fireworks off, and it's not because we don't think it's a big game. It's not of any of the things. There's been an influx of neighbors that have moved into the neighborhood,
Gotcha.
and it really sort of shakes them up. And I know Anderson County has a game the next night, and we want to be able to put on a full show the next night.
Right.
Because for us, we love our middle school kids, and we're going to do everything to make their experience so special.
Right.
But I tell them, at the end of the day, tomorrow night's the biggest game you've ever played in. But when you go to high school, every game's going to be the biggest game you ever played in.
Wow. I love it.
That's right.
Love it. Well, tell Melrod, you stay at home. No fireworks tomorrow. We'll see you on Friday. Coach, really do appreciate it, man. Enjoy talking to you like always. Thanks a bunch.
Coach.
Thank you. Tell Coach Carr I said hello. I'll see him tomorrow.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Man, that's because we've been doing this about 5, 6, 7 weeks.
Yeah.
That was the best on-call interview I've heard.
Yes.
So upbeat. And I tell you what I like most about it. Everything that we've been talking about, the build-up. The build-up.
How to build a program. I said, I know Davey get tired of me. I don't know if he gets tired of it, but, I basically watch him mature as a coach. And when you build a program, it's about the culture. Mm-hmm. It's all about culture, and it's from the beginning to the end, and so that program does a great job of of doing it all. You know, they do a great job on the social media. They do a great job of building their program. They do a great job of running their program, and they're receiving the benefits from the tie-in from the bottom to the top, like I said a week or two ago, on how to build a program. So, you know, it's just going to be a great game. I think Oak Ridge is taking those steps to get there. Oak Ridge used to be that example. And it's kind of bad to say used to, but it truthfully, Oak Ridge was the example.
Understood.
You know, so they're getting back to that way and just thankful for that.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Coach, you know why I was so happy and giddy today? It was some great football last week. Herman got a win.
Oh, yeah.
Herman beat Tellico Plains, and they beat them decisively.
Yes.
And they executed every plan, so everything that they've worked hard for, it has touched down.
Yes, and I think, matter of fact, do we have Coach Tapp on the line?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's another one. Did it again.
Look at that.
Here we go. Here we go. Hey, how you doing, Coach Tapp?
Hey, good.
Hey, you staying away from Scotty Dykes?
I'm trying my best as much as I can.
Well, I'm not. I'm going to tell him that I have a window that fell off and see if I can get my money back.
I would have used deductible, I'm sure.
Hey, Coach, all right. I got a couple of questions, actually. I know you're busy night. And coming into the season, it was all about making the playoffs. Very close last year and the last couple of years. With the additions in Region 2A, which is the toughest region in single A football. It's a tough region no matter what classification you're in. The question I have is, explain to and not even that, plus that, you also still schedule teams that you would normally play, a couple of 2A schools and one of the top 3A programs in this area in Kingston to keep those natural rivalries. Can you explain to your fans why such a tough schedule?
Well, you know, it's hard to explain. A lot of people don't understand that. Yeah. You know, we open with Kingston. You know, a lot of people absolutely love that game. You know, like you said, they're one of the better 3A programs in the area.
Yes.
You know, I mean, they beat Loudon last week. I think they may have lost one game this year.
Yes.
And again, you know, we schedule up with Wartburg, Tellico Plains is 2A. So the only single-A schools we're playing are in a region. And again, you said it, I'll say it, I make no bones about it. It is the toughest single-A region in the state of Tennessee.
Without question.
And, you know, and I guess those games we have, you know, non-region, the way I see it, I'm hoping to prepare my kids for region play. And, you know, there's just different ways of doing it. You know, we can hop on the bus and drive 3 hours and try to find somebody, you know, that percentages say, hey, you're going to beat them. But we choose a different route, right or wrong, you know, and we do it, and we try to make our kids better and try to get them ready for region play. And, you know, that's just what we do. So our schedule, again, you look back at this Harriman team and the people we played, it is a tough schedule.
It is.
And you can't go back in time, but, you know, this team is 6 points away from being a 4-win team right now.
That's right.
And that is things that people don't understand as coach. That keeps me up nights.
That's right.
You know, there's been nights I've come home on Friday, and there was one week I left out, finally went to the field house at 5 in the morning and just started doing laundry. You know, you always, and you coach.
Yeah, I've been there.
I'm my worst. I'm going to pick myself apart.
Right.
You know, why if you'd called this? Well, you can't do that. You can't go back. And, you know, we prepare every week. I mean, my kids work hard. We prepare to win. And, you know, it is what it is. You know, we're going to play every week and try to win every game left on the schedule, and that's all we can do at this point, you know.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Coach, I think you only have like 5 seniors.
We do. We have 5. We've got, you know, a couple of those guys. One of them's out for the season. We thought another one was. Right. He hadn't been playing.
That's right.
So, yeah, we got, the line we had on the field last week is freshmen, 2 sophomores, and
72
couple of juniors. They're all back. Quarterback sophomore, my leading rusher's junior.
Yes,
my receivers are freshmen, and hey, I mean, we got lots of underclassmen, and a lot of names are going to hear
yes.
for the next couple of years.
Yes, they're special. And I went and watched the game and stuff, and I think I told you, I said, man, Herman has some players, some young guys, and
they're coming, and they're coming along. They're coming along nicely. You see it, again. They're developing nicely. They're getting better each Friday night. I'm really proud of what some of these kids are doing for us, and like I said, you're gonna hear their names the next. It's those cases where, as you're an opposing coach, you're thinking, my gosh, how many years has this guy been there? They're young, they're young, and I just tell them this. If you're on that football field, you're not a freshman, you're not a senior, you're a football player.
Football player.
Love it.
I have the confidence in you to put you out there. If I didn't, you wouldn't be on that field. Go play ball.
Absolutely.
That's the way we look at it.
That's right. Last week, a big win against Tellico Plains.
Good job, Coach.
What did that do for the team's confidence going into a big rivalry game?
Well, again, I was just so happy for those kids because, again, all those close losses, that's demoralizing.
Yes.
You play a one-point game to Oliver Springs, who I think is one of the best teams in our region.
Yes,
I was at that game.
Yeah.
That was a tough game.
As a matter of fact, I think they're undefeated in the region, and they're going to compete.
Yes.
Cam Medicine and Grayson Grace did a great job in that game, and Landon Hart, one of your linemen, did a great job in that game. I'm a big fan of you, Coach, and your team, and I do wish you the best. I know a lot of those guys that you got, and I do understand your circumstances, so we're rooting for you here in Oak Ridge for sure.
And, Coach, let's talk about the rivalry. Rockwood and Herman, cousin versus cousin. The communities are so close.
Yes.
Tell us about this rivalry and what it would mean for the community to win this game.
Well, this thing's 105 years old this year.
Wow.
And when Coach Webb and I are both gone, they'll still be playing it 105 years from now.
Wow.
And again, I'm telling you, it's just huge. I can remember as a kid even, my dad talking about that game. The biggest game, the biggest game of the year is that Harriman-Rockwood game,
Yes.
Yep.
And, it's just something special. It's just something special for both communities. I think that it is an absolute, great thing that both coaches played for each school, each rival school. And I played as a sophomore. I was starting fullback at Harriman. Coach Webb was senior and started fullback for Rockwood.
Wow.
And, I'll never forget going down there that year. You heard so much about we got to stop John Webb. We got to stop John Webb, and we won that night in a really close game down there in Rockwood. But for the communities, this thing's big. I mean, there'll be people turn out, that hadn't been to a game all year, or hadn't been in years.
Yep.
Some of them have the old jerseys on, and they won't fit them no more, but they'll still have them on, And, it's just a pride thing for both, and both communities want to win. They want to play well, and, that's what makes that thing so special. It's, it's that way now, and it's going to be that way again. Like I said, another 100 years from now, the Harriman-Rockwood thing's a big deal.
Well, it sure is, Coach, and we wish you good luck. And you're one of the good ones, Coach. You do it the right way, and I really appreciate you. Thanks for calling in to the show and being a part of our show today. And good luck in this big rivalry.
Absolutely.
Hey, I appreciate that, Coach, and I, again, thank the world of you. Never forget you coming down in 08 in Harriman and getting to meet you. And, man, I've liked you ever since. You're just a great guy, and I appreciate what you do for high school sports.
Thank you, Coach, and good luck.
Good luck,
this
Coach.
week.
Good luck, Herman.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I got a lot of family in Herman. Don't you tell nobody.
No, my family's in Herman too. My grandmother is the matriarch of Herman, Miss Louise Wormley.
Okay, there it is.
My grandmother is the matriarch of it.
Got some blood out there somewhere then.
Oh,
Coach.
Yeah, those Andersons, man.
Probably
It's a bunch of them.
Probably connect.
Oh, yeah.
Good luck. It's going to be a good game. Coach Herman and Rockwood, they came right in, which Herman and Rockwood is our cow for the week. Moo. So good luck to both. I know everybody's going to show up for that game. It should be a great game. Guys, at this time, our lines are going to be open. All right, if you want to give us a call, we're probably on there for another 8 minutes. You want to give us a call in, 865-483-8112, or you can call toll-free at 866-412-8112. Coach, I know you had some online questions. I think they hit big last week. What do you have for us this week?
Oh, I got another one. And
that face didn't look too good.
No, I mean, it is. It's a question they wanted to know an answer.
Okay.
What was it like coaching T. Higgins? Well, coaching T. Higgins, as a coach, really guys like T, I guess you coach him.
Yeah,
I guess you coach him. With T was a special kid, special young man, and you have at my position that I coached him at, you have 20-something players, and I try to coach out 20. With T, specific things was more doing the filming, and really working on confidence in little things, building his little things. Some things he naturally had, you didn't have to coach, but it's the little things, really just to coach him to get to play at the next level. It was the biggest thing that I did. Was he the best player you ever coached? That's a good one.
That's a tough question.
Yes, he's one of the best players I ever coached. And I'm going to say it like this. Athletically, I coached a lot of talented players.
Yeah.
Athletically, that had that it about them, you know. Quindarius Crump, 6'4", 225 pounds, could run a 4.5 in high top tennis shoes in North Carolina. I think he jumped 41 inches. Vertical. Special, could do anything. Mean as a snake. Could do anything, but there's a but. Another kid out of North Carolina was a preseason All-American running back, Marquez Grayson. Great athlete, but there was a but. Elliot Bishop, who I coached at Austin East, and he ended up going to Fulton. Had everything. This kid could have been next level.
The Bishop kid, you hear that a lot.
Yeah. But there was a but. Anthony Anderson, Corey Anderson, who went to UT, had a good career at UT. Was a great athlete, unbelievable for his size. But there was a but. Trevay Pryor, 6'6", 240 pounds, unbelievable athlete. Was a blue chipper. Everybody in the country wanted him, but there was a but. With T. Higgins, there was no but. That's the difference.
There's no but.
There's no but. That's why he's where he's at, and that's why he's doing what he does.
Absolutely.
You know, as far as coaching, he took it.
Yeah.
He was a kid that you didn't even notice. You get used to the one-hand catches. You get used to the ball being behind his back and he somehow catch it. You get used to him running a route and sticking it and beating you. You get used to him running through people. Then you get used to it. So you didn't notice him. He ran sprints. He was one of the first ones in sprints. He was never late to practice. If the coach say don't wear pink socks, he didn't wear pink socks. Matter of fact, he would tell them, don't give me the pink socks or the pink wristbands. I'm not going to wear them. So he was just a kid that did what you asked him to do. And like I said, with him, there was no but. So if that separates all of them, then he is the greatest.
Well, that makes the difference. So that makes a difference, and we can go on and on about that. But those who separate themselves from the buts actually looks like they move forward. Looks like we have a phone call. Thanks for calling Graham's Gridiron Guidance. This is Coach DJ. What question do you have for Coach Graham today?
We also talk about that Rockwood Herman rivalry. Goes back to 1921.
Wow.
And of course, I have all my late father, who was the PA announcer for Rockwood for 57 years, come up with all these records. I've been trying to follow up on it for the last few years. Rockwood leads that series 62-36-6.
36-6. 62-36. Okay, that was thank you.
Thank
and
you
who
so
are we
much.
speaking with again?
Ed Booth, my father was the PA announcer at Rockwood High School.
Okay.
57 years.
Thank you. We
so
really
much.
appreciate that
information
that
and
stat.
calling.
That's great to know. Are you going to the game Friday?
I'll be there. You guys gonna be there?
Well, we may, because it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's going to be the game of the week, and it will be televised here on BBB Channel 12, so you can catch it on Facebook, YouTube.
And also be senior night.
Oh, great.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Senior
Thank you
night
for letting us
Rockwood.
know.
Absolutely.
And we
Hope to see you guys. Hope to see you all over there. Kick off. It'll be at 7:30.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the call in. Thank you so much. That was awesome. That was good. It looks like we have another caller. We're on 2. Thanks for calling in the Graham's Gridiron Guidance. Who do we have on the phone today?
It's Jay.
That's my sister. She's not my real sister, but that's my sister. I met her last night. I talked about her. I think I sent a clip in of her.
Yes.
She's gonna go viral.
The drama. Yes.
What's up, sis? How you doing?
I just wanted to call in and say thank you again for the opportunity that you gave me, and I'm very thankful and blessed that you have allowed me to show my talent.
Thank you, and you are very talented. I didn't get to meet you yet, but you are very talented, and keep doing what you're doing, and stay blessed. And you are definitely a talent. Do we have that video? We're going to close out in a second with that video. So if you're watching, just stay tuned. We're going to close out with that video.
Yes, and Jay, everything that I promised you that I do for you, this man sitting right beside me will assure that it gets done. You hear me? I love you, sis.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you all.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Nice to meet you.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, the phone line's still open, 865-483-8112, or you can call toll-free at 866-412-8112. She's a gem. She's an absolute gem. Met her yesterday. I put something on Facebook like, hey, find this, and she was found, and the mother, it's just been great.
Yeah, I've seen that. A lot of people, a lot of Oak Ridge fans, the Oak Ridge plays Central, and a lot of Oak Ridge fans was talking about that. And let's go ahead and get some of these results.
Yes.
For last week.
Yes.
While we're waiting for a call. The lines are open.
Anderson County versus Clinton. Anderson County took care of business.
Yes, they did. It was a good game.
It was a great game.
A great game, but once again, Clinton is still trying to find themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I give them this. They're playing tough. They are better than they're playing.
Yeah.
And I'm just being honest. And I think everybody, I heard coaches say that, and right now they're just going to find them. This is an opportunity for them to reset, go back in, and get back. They're going to be in the playoffs.
Right.
So reset and work to get a good positioning for the playoffs.
Cofield, take care of business versus Oakdale.
That's all they do there.
They take care of business. I tell you what, Coach, I was not supposed to be at the Central Oak Ridge game. I was supposed to be at Kingston Loudon, but since BBB televised it, I watched
the game.
Oh,
yeah, that
Loudon
game went to the end, man.
Wow.
But I said it. I told you that game would come to the end.
Yes.
That those two teams are well coached. It's going to be a physical game. That was a good football game.
Yes. Shout out to Kingston for holding it down, but Loudon, you guys, you have it together, so don't have your heads down for that. Oliver Springs versus Midway.
But then what do you call Harper? What do y'all call Harper?
Coach Biggs.
Mr. Biggs.
Coach Biggs.
Don't do him like that, man.
Coach Biggs. I tell you
Quit
what.
that, Mr. Biggs.
My quarterback is my favorite quarterback, being Boca. He got the Foreign Bureau Player of the Week. He showed out.
He showed out. 54, was it 54-0?
Yes.
And Midway's not a bad team.
No, not at all.
Does a good job with O'Toole does a good job with those guys.
Not at all. And then Oak Ridge versus Central. That was a great game, and we have the best highlight. Of that game.
Give us about 20 seconds, about a minute or so. We right there at it. We're going to do it. We have Oneida and York.
Calvin C. York. Now, I didn't do my studies on Calvin C. York, but it looks like they did their studies on Oneida. It's 28-0.
We know Oneida has a good ball club.
Yes.
Rockwood and Greenback. Big win for Rockwood.
Yes,
Rockwood
that was.
Is getting it. It's going to be a good game.
Battle of the
Friday
Greens.
night.
Yep, Battle of the Greens.
County
and Wartburg. Yep, that was good. And then we got Harriman who pulled it out versus Tellico Plains. They put it together. The athletes, the linemen, those young men, as you heard Coach come in and talk about, all put it together, and they have a bright future. You're gonna hear their name for a long time to come for sure.
Now we're ready. We're ready for that young lady.
The super highlight.
The super highlight.
The best highlight of Oak Ridge versus Central. Coach, thanks for getting that in.
No problem.
Thanks for getting that in.
She was deserving.
Yes, that's Jordan J. Mays, my sister, and she does a great job. If you see her, give her some love. Make sure that you share the video on my Facebook or TikTok, DJ Pendergrass. Guys, we appreciate you guys showing all the love. Coach Graham, I appreciate you showing all the love. We're going to continue to grind. We're going to continue to find out the scores. We're going to continue to move. But until next time, we'll see you later.